Campers, it's me, Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees. From Friday the 13th, I'm here with AJ, and he's got the juiciest slice ready for you. It's dripping with blood. Jason never dies.
What makes a horror film kill memorable, terrific, even in some way profound or poignant? Let's explore. Thanks for checking this out. If anything about it trips your fancy, please like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Without further ado.
Oh, poor baby. No wonder you wore this thing.
Hundreds of years in the future, mass killer Jason Voorhees' cryogenically frozen body is recovered from an uninhabitable Earth and brought aboard a spaceship, requiring his body undergo an autopsy. Because he couldn't possibly still be alive. Since in the future the biological imperative is undaunted, even in space, Bunny's going to bunny, and that means for personal reasons.
They were making love while that young boy drowned.
Jason needs to get down to some serious killing and nip that shit in the bud.
Call it overzealousness.
Apparently, righteous indignation isn't daunted by years on ice. The thing is, it doesn't matter if others aren't engaged in carnal activity, even facilitating it.
Okay, you guys, you know what? Just get the hell out of here and come back when you're more focused.
You serious?
Yes, just go.
Can lead to serious consequences. Conveniently, it also isolates her. Unfortunately for Adrienne, she's right there, in such close proximity, he really can't ignore her. Plus, he clearly filed away when she referred to him as a poor baby, and for that, she needs to die. Horribly. Jason treats brutality like a warm-up routine after his thawing, a way to stretch his ligaments and muscles, while resuming what he loves. Totally overcome, there is just nothing she can do. You would think in such a highly developed time, some kind of laser weapon would be close at hand, but no dice. To her great detriment, Jason is able to handily wrestle her into position. Always one to improvise with whatever is at hand. In the future, Jason's options have been expanded to a glorious degree. All those years tramping around the woods, cabins, and barns, he could only dream of having readily available liquid nitrogen. Well,
that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Smashing bit of business. That's how you get back into the swing of things after a long period of dormancy.
Oh, Lord.
An exit can be extraordinary for presenting an astonishing visual, utilizing new special effects technology, here CGI, to add a pithy and spectacular kill unlike any other to a long-running franchise. Jason understanding how liquid nitrogen works would seem to stretch imagination, but when has the Friday the 13th series ever adhered to logic? What matters is that it's a brutal, wild, and unconventional kill that's snappy and memorable.
I'm beginning to like this picture.
Completely unaware her life was imperiled, Adrienne was an enthusiastic intern, doing her job like any other day. She, like everyone else, was a victim of overconfidence. They were maybe too technologically advanced. It made them feel above it all and unable to recognize serious threat. The scenario could be an analogy for discovering discarded radioactive material without realizing its extreme danger. Adrienne was going to autopsy Jason without realizing it would have been a vivisection because he won't die so easy, no matter what their fancy tech said.
Our scans reveal him to be very dead.
It's nice when futuristic films posit a realistic depiction of human arrogance. That advancement will, in many, likely only accentuate the attribute.
Aren't you being a little cynical?
If we're talking cynicism, this exit was a good example of how sympathy can be misplaced, leading to great harm. Adrienne saw Jason's unfortunate face and dared to feel bad for him, forcing him to respond in accordance with his nature.
You don't know what I'm capable of! Come on, please!
When he obliterated her face, it was like he shattered her pretensions, her decency, by showing that sometimes a severe appearance can say it all. She was pretty and good, and for it, he robbed her of her attractive visage. Insecurities don't excuse atrocious actions, so deformity and other shortcomings don't indemnify him from responsibility for his actions. Jason only deserves sympathy in that what might have been kind of way. Circumstances created a monster, and once he committed to that path, his long string of murders precluded him from real compassion, despite that he started out quite pitiable.
Yep, that stands up to scrutiny.
Jason X gets a lot of flack for putting everyone's favorite mama's boy and backwoods marauder into space. But besides being a placeholder while Freddy vs. Jason percolated,
In the end, it always comes down to money.
it emerges as an entertaining farce, if you can get past the absurdity of reimagining what had mostly been a rather rustic series.
Sure.
And reworking it into a far-flung sci-fi future. That was maybe a weird move. The dilemma came down to what do you do with your paint-by-number slasher villain when he's already been to the Big Apple and hell, respectively. John Carpenter famously suggested that if the Halloween series kept going, Michael Myers would end up in space. Since Halloween directly inspired the Friday the 13th series, more in the zone of ripoff than homage, but who's paying attention, sending Jason to the stars was merely a preemptive move. In response, Michael Myers went on a reality show.
Why the hell you dressed like me anyway? I ain't paying you to be Michael Myers. I'm playing Michael Myers.
Another interesting factoid, in a roundabout way, it was only right that an offshoot of Michael Myers would end up a cyborg. Since Michael Myers himself was inspired by the relentless and nearly unkillable android gunslinger in Westworld. Jason X marked Kane Hodder's final turn as the titular character, and he once again brought his patented intensity to the role, which always equated to a good time for the audience. Putting his frenetically aggressive Jason into a what-if scenario offered a chance to give him a lot of room for fun kills, like Adrienne's. Which was one, rightfully singled out for a lot of accolades. When I said that Jason is a paint-by-numbers character, what I mean is that a set of traits define him, so a performer can't step outside certain bounds. That should in no way be taken as belittling the character, because even within the constraints, each can work with their own colors, and Kane picked shades that really resonated with the audience, even if that meant ultimately going to space.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Like many of Jason's victims, Adrienne was in the wrong place at the wrong time, At least she got to be one of the very few to unmask him, distinguishing her further. But that's of little consolation when Jason gave her the worst case of brain freeze ever and demolished her pretty face with one swift move. Talking about pretty faces, that is not the kind of shot in the face that girl was open to.
The buffoonery is endless.
Well, I've about reached the end of the rope, so I won't leave you dangling. Thanks for humoring my jibber-jabber. Please share any refutations, opinions, accusations, japes, or other ideas in the comments below. And please join me for whatever I'm up to next time. Bye now!
Bye, creepy man! Keep it creepy!
He's a weird guy.
Goodbye.
That's the juiciest slice. Yeah, not.